Welcome to the weekend. We'll have a rerun today, and I'll add a quote. So grab your favorite cuppa, settle in, and let's see what we have. Hi there, and welcome to this day in history for September 20th. September 20th is the 263rd day of the year in the Gregorian calendar, 264th in leap years, with 102 days remaining to the end of the year. Today's word is shibboleth. Shibboleth is a noun that means a word or saying used by adherents of a party, sect, or belief, usually meaningless to anyone outside that group, like fashizzle, a phrase that spellcheck didn't recognize. A shibboleth might be any custom or tradition, or a choice of phrasing, or even a single word that distinguishes one group of people from another. One's accent, for example, can serve as a shibboleth, indicating where one might be from as generally as the South to as specifically as the other end of the state. I'll tell you a story of how we come to have the word shibboleth defined as it is, and then give you some more current examples. In the Bible's book of Judges, there's a story about how the Gileadite army routed the Ephraimites. Some of the surviving Ephraimites had to cross a ford of the Jordan River, and that area happened to be held by Gileadites. The Gileadites anticipated this, and so they would ask every soldier who tried to cross if he was an Ephraimite, and of course they all said no, but then the Gileadites would ask the person to say shibboleth, which means stream in Hebrew, as this was a stream they were attempting to cross. The Gileadites pronounced the word with the SH sound, shibboleth, but the Ephraimites pronounced it sibboleth without the SH sound. That was literally a dead giveaway because anyone who didn't pronounce the initial SH sound when saying shibboleth was killed on the spot. That story in mind, when English speakers first borrowed the word shibboleth, they used it to mean test phrase, and it has acquired other sort of in-group meanings since then. Interestingly, during World War II, for example, German spies were taught British English, which I think most English speakers recognize as different from American English. One notable example is that Brits might say lorry, where an American might say truck. Quite the shibboleth for ferreting out spies. There are many examples of these kinds of pronunciation differences that have been used in that manner over the years. And I almost forgot to tell you about how some folks like to name drop fancy, expensive places they go to passively signal their wealth and status, like that time the guy took a call in the waiting room at the vet's office to talk about a vacation he was planning to an exclusive, expensive location. He was casting a shibboleth. Anyway, there's a whole fascinating rabbit trail of research right there around the word shibboleth. We need to get back to today. So the word shibboleth comes originally from the Hebrew word for stream and is used to detect, determine, or signal one's place, position, or status in or out of a particular group. First known use of the word shibboleth is 1638. That is a great word. Be on the lookout for shibboleths in your daily encounters with other humans. And with that, there's a particular form or way of writing and reading music called shape notes. It's called shape notes because each note has a particular shape. This kind of music is used for congregational and social singing groups, a cappella, without instruments. Their voices are the instruments. Shape notes is supposed to be easier to learn and follow for regular folks. I'm not so sure about that myself. I wouldn't say that I read music, but if I have a starting place, I can follow the notes up and down the staff pretty well. But that shape note singing I've heard sounds pretty complex to me. That said, this is the birthday of American singer and composer Benjamin Franklin White, born September 20th, 1800. He was a shape note singing master and compiled a shape note tune book called Sacred Harp. He wrote and revised several versions of the Sacred Harp songbook and worked as a journalist. Mr. White lived to the age of 79. This is the birthday of the beautiful Italian actress Sophia Loren. Born Sophia Costanza Villani Ciccoloni on September 20th, 1934 in Rome, Italy, she began entering beauty pageants at the age of 15 and was encouraged to take acting lessons at that time. She met producer Carlo Ponti, who got her first film roles as Sophia Lazzaro. Mr. Ponti encouraged her to take the professional name of Sophia Loren. 22 years her senior, he fell madly in love with her, but he was already married and divorce was not permitted in Italy at the time. The couple found ways around it, though, and later, Carlo was able to legally divorce his first wife to marry Sophia. They had 2 children together and remained married until his passing in 2007. Sophia Loren has acted in over 100 movies, has released over a dozen records, and has won dozens of awards for her work. Still and always beautiful. Happy birthday, Sophia Loren. Today's song is Sugar Sugar by the Archies, #1 on September 20th, 1969. This song was written by Jeff Barry and Andy Kim and recorded by the cartoon band The Archies. It held the #1 spot for 4 weeks and was the #1 single of the year for 1969. Sugar Sugar became one of the biggest hits in a genre that came to be called bubblegum pop, popular for about 5 or so years from the late 60s into the early 70s. Interestingly, the Archies was a fictional band, part of a cartoon series based on Archie comic books. The music was performed by studio session musicians and various vocal artists. Sugar Sugar, #1 on September 20th, 1969. Link in the description. For today's quote, I found one by Sophia Loren, who said, "Beauty is how you feel inside, and it reflects in your eyes. It's not something physical." Sophia Loren. Alrighty, y'all take care. Be good to each other. I'll see you next time. And a hearty and grateful shout out to this lovely family who bought me a coffee. Thank you so much. And if you'd like to add your name to that list, there is a link in the description where you too can buy me a coffee. Alrighty. And I think that's going to do it for us today. Thank you so much for watching. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. Feel free to share this video with a link in your email, messaging, or social media. If you enjoy this series, you can check out the playlists in the description. You can find me on BitChute, Facebook, Odyssey, Rumble, YouTube, and X, as well as on a blog page called No Really. No Really. No, really. Consider following my Day in History page on Facebook if you're on Facebook. I also have a Patreon account now, or you can buy me a coffee. All those links are in the description. Alrighty, that's all I can think of right now. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.